welcome to Minneapolis High School basketball here on 910KNA.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 8 as the Minneapolis Lions getting ready to take on the Beloit Trojans here with a chance to go to Hutch and the state tournament. As Minneapolis coming in as a 1 seed, Beloit Trojans as a 2 seed. And Mike, we just saw the Beloit Lady Trojans advance to the state tournament against Smith Center, and it'd sure be nice tonight to knock off the Beloit men and to be able to ourselves take our boys back to the state tournament for the 5th time in the last 10 years.
This would be the 5th time, yes. This would be our 5th trip to state if we win tonight.
If we win tonight.
Mm-hmm. So. First time to Hutch in quite a few years, though. We've been 2A and been going to the state tournament in Manhattan, so it'd be good to get back to the Hutchison Sports Center.
Absolutely. Minneapolis coming into tonight at 18-4. Is that right, Dale?
18-4. The Trojans are 17-5. Again,
we've split.
The number 1. They're the number 2 seed.
Number 2. We've split the 2 matchups this year. Lost up here and won at Minneapolis. So.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough place to play up here, as the girls can attest to, as they went down in defeat last night to the Beloit Lady Trojans. Minneapolis made a good run at them there in the second half and came up just a little bit short, but not because of effort. Last half of the game, Minneapolis was definitely in the ball game with just 1 possession, but the girls just could not get over the hump, and Lady Trojans are going to advance because they took on the Smith Center Lady Red here tonight and beat them. Lady Red had a pretty good run on them in the 4th quarter, but fell a little bit short as Beloit is advancing in the girls, and we're going to see if we can't make it the Minneapolis boys advancing instead of the Beloit boys here tonight. SubState finals, exciting game. It's always an exciting game, but it's tough playing up here at Beloit. But Minneapolis does have the skills. These kids have worked hard all year long, and when they're on, they're hard to beat.
Yeah, they are when they've got their swagger going, and this is one of those nights we're going to have it as the Minneapolis Lions and the Beloit Trojans getting ready to do battle tonight. As Dale, some stats that you have worked so diligently hard on.
Well, we're going to have some swagger from here on in, guys. If we get past, we're going to have it tonight, and from here on in, if we get beyond here. But yeah, these 2 teams are real close together. Not only in the regular season records, us being 8-4 and them 17-5. The combination of the points between the 2 games we played already, they scored 110. We scored 108. You can't get much closer than that. The Minneapolis has outscored their opponents on the year 51-43 by average. Beloit has outscored their opponents 51-48. So we've got a little better defensive pressure, I think, than Beloit has had.
They've had a little easier task, though. I think you're coming up to that one in SubState.
I think they have, even though by seeding they haven't. I think they have. We have outscored our opponents in SubState by an average of 39. They did theirs 68-47, starting out with a higher rank than probably should have been St. John's Military, because they've been playing a lot lesser opponents, even though their season record ended up giving them a fairly high seed. And then they played against Smith Center last night that was a sub-500 team, or not last night, but Thursday night. And so they had 2 pretty easy wins. The Lions started off with Ellsworth, which is not a great team record-wise, but a solid team. And then, of course, beat Hoisington in the semifinals that beat us by 7 on their home floor. So I think we've had a tougher road to get to where we are here than Beloit's had tonight. But we're on their home floor, so they're going to have to play hard.
Yeah, absolutely we are.
The one advantage I think we have in playing here is we don't have the normal Beloit referees. They have state-provided referees, and so that'll be a plus.
Yeah, exactly. So it will be a state-provided referee, so it's a little bit. These are supposed to be the best of the best. So These are all recommended by different coaches throughout the season. So Minneapolis getting ready. They will be the home seed since they are the 1 seed. They're the home team, and they'll be in their white. Beloit will be in their black, and it is tough to play up here in Beloit, Kansas. It's a big gym, but the boys handled Hoisington very well on Thursday night and did a very nice job against them. Matched up very well. Coach Shoup has said we match up pretty well size-wise with the Beloit.
We match very well. If we can match their outside shooting, which we have the capability of doing, and get Keegan McCulloch's consistent play on the inside and driving around, I'd say we have a very good chance of doing what we need to do. And our defense has been very, very good this year overall.
Now, I don't know that we'll see him in action tonight, but he is suited up, and this is pretty exciting, and that's Kyler Macy, considering that Kyler went out at the Hoisington tournament with a really bad torn Achilles. I don't remember what it was.
I didn't know they could bring him in. I thought that Eckert's name was on the list.
It was because it was a sickness.
Okay.
They could bring him in.
All right.
But that's pretty exciting for the fact that Kyler might get to see some action after a really probably an injury that would have put most people down. But you look at Kyler Macy. He had a spleen injury in football a couple years ago, and they said he wouldn't be back for basketball, and he's back for basketball. So,
well, they were. He was hoping to be back for SubState, so I'm glad he made it.
So we will get ready for the starting lineups here as the Minneapolis Lions and the Beloit Trojans getting ready to go battle here. And Mike, what are some keys that the Lions are going to have to do tonight?
Well, a big key is they're going to have to keep Grayson George on the floor for at least 30 minutes of the ball game. In the last game, in foul trouble and then fouled out late in the game, early in the fourth quarter. And when it came time shooting free throws at the end of the game, he was nowhere to be found. Minneapolis almost gave it up on free throw shooting at the end. So defense, of course, if they play their A game, I think we'll be just fine. But if we could shoot the free throws and make our 65-70% from the charity stripe, I think we'll be just fine. Of course, defense is the main factor.
Well, and if I remember right, I was not able to be at the Minneapolis-Beloit game in Minneapolis, but Minneapolis hit their free throws, if I remember right.
We were able to pull away from them because of that, yes.
The starting lineup for the Beloit Trojans, 5'11" senior Caleb Moeller. For Minneapolis, a 5'9" junior, Casey Argamright. For Beloit, number 20, Aaron Catlin, a 6'2" senior for the Trojans. For Minneapolis, a 6'1" junior, Grayson George.
Catlin had 20 points against us up here in January.
Most in three-point range, wasn't it? For Beloit, number 31, Slade Crone, a 5'10" junior. Yeah, I don't remember him starting the first game. For Minneapolis, number 23, Logan Wheeler, 5'10" senior. Number 33, Luke Schamberg, a 5'11" junior. For Minneapolis, number 33, 6'3" junior, Dylan Crossan. For the Beloit Trojans, number 35, sophomore, 6'4", Zach Broomer, and pretty good sized boy, and he's we heard had a double-double against Smith Center. Keegan McCulloch is the other starter for the Lions, 6'3" senior Keegan McCulloch. We're going to have to see the senior play out of Keegan and Logan, and then off the bench from Charlie Lynn as well as Tyrell Owens. So
we found out tonight before the game that Brummer has some USD 239 connections, the grandson of Rich and Sandy Reiser out of Delphus.
So Beloit Trojans in the black, Minneapolis in the white. We will have the start in just a second. Dale Leach will have the camera, Mike Perry the color, and I will try my best to do the play-by-play as the Minneapolis Lions will get started here in just a second. Minneapolis, as I said earlier, in their home whites, even though we're on Beloit's floor. As we get ready for the tip. Grayson George, well, jump center against Bruner. Tip is up, and it will go in the hands of McCulloch. Back to Argenbright. Argenbright will bring it down to set it up for the lines. Gets over to Grayson George on the left wing. Back to Keegan McCulloch, the top of the key. Swing pass into Crossan. Crossan backs his man in. Goes inside, and he will get the foul early against Brummer. So takes it right to Brummer, and Brummer picks up his first personal foul. Dylan Crossan at the line to shoot 2. First one is up and good. Nice job by Dylan as Minneapolis takes the 1-0 lead.
Sure tell we want to get that ball down low, and Crossan strong to the rack. Is fouled, gets the 2 free throws to go in.
Schamberg will bring it down for the Trojans, guarded by George. Schamberg on the right-hand side, back the top to Catlin. Catlin guarded by Weedle, back over to Moeller. Moeller back over to Crone. Crone with the ball. Looks back the top of the key to Catlin. Swing pass over to Schamberg. Schamberg back to top to Moeller. Moeller back to Schamberg. Schamberg for 3. Off the mark. And it'll be off the hands of McCulloch. It will stay with the Trojans.
Had quite a battle with Brummer in there for that.
Ball will go into the outside to Schamberg. Back to Catlin. Catlin swing pass over to Moeller. Moeller back to Catlin. Catlin drives from the free throw line. Shot up, no good. And that should be off of, well, they say it's off a block. It'll be Minneapolis ball.
I could have sworn that was off us.
I did too. Full court press picked up by the Trojans. McCulloch will bring the ball down. McCulloch got a pretty good matchup right there on Crone, size-wise. Swing pass over to Grayson George. Man defense. Grayson takes it all the way in. Shot up and off the mark. Rebounded by Crone. Back in the hands of Catlin. Catlin will bring it down for the Trojans. Back to Schamberg. Schamberg guarded by Grayson George. Swing pass over to Catlin. Catlin, nice pass down low to Brummer. Wow, that was a Brummer wide open underneath as he gets the drop down pass.
Little backdoor action. Brummer all alone for the little bunny. It's 2-2 here in the early going.
3-point shot by Logan Weedle, deep 3, and he drains it. From the top of the key, he didn't hesitate one bit. Nice senior shot by Logan Weedle. Nice shot. Back in the hands of Crone. Crone swing pass over to Schamberg. Schamberg looks down low. Battle going on. Moeller for 3. And it's off the mark. Rebounded by McCulloch. Up to Argenbright. Casey will bring it down on the right-hand side. Guarded by Schamberg. Takes his man all the way in, and there's a foul on Schamberg. Argenbright took it all the way down the right-hand side.
That 3 ball from Weedle almost drew rain as it was a rainbow from downtown. It was a good 4 foot beyond the arc.
Ball goes into Crossan. Can't get it. And saved by Crone. Schamberg with the ball on the outside. 5-2 lines with the lead. Ball goes over to Catlin. Catlin guarded by Weedle. Back to Moeller. Moeller picks up his dribble. Swing pass on the outside. Goes back to Catlin. Back to Schamberg. Schamberg drives. Moeller on the outside. Swing pass, and there's a 3-second violation. Wow. That's a big one right there.
Good defense.
And he's still standing there. There's no question about the call. Great defense.
Let me throw it away.
Not quite an unforced error.
Yeah.
Errant pass, turnover.
Bruner shot in the lane, up and no good. Rebounded by McCulloch. Back in the hands of Argenbright. Back to Logan Weedle. Logan drives. Back to Grayson George. Grayson took his man in. Shot up, no good. Gets his own rebound though. And I'm not sure how in the world that was not a foul. Grayson George. Shot is up and good by Moeller. Full court press once again picked up by the Trojans. 5-4, Lions with the lead. Argenbright on the outside, back to Grayson George. Grayson. And Crone just throws
levels Argenbright
to the ground.
Argenbright had a great pick set there.
Yeah, he did. Official makes Grayson tuck his shirt in. Into Casey Argenbright. Back to Logan Weedle. Logan on the outside. Back to McCulloch. McCulloch drives it in. Shot is off the mark. Rebounded by Bruner. Bruner back in the hands of Catlin. Catlin will bring it down on the left-hand side. Catlin looks back to the top of the key as Catlin picks his dribble, goes back to Bruner. Bruner back to Schamberg. Schamberg on the outside. Back to Catlin. Back to Crone. Crone drives all the way in.
Blocking foul on Argenbright, I think.
And they say the bucket counts.
Had his leg stuck out there.
And Tyrell Owens will check in for Logan Weedle. So the bucket was good by Crone. First team foul for the Lions. For a chance and one here. Shot is up and off the mark. Rebounded by Crossan. 6-5, Beloit with the lead. Argenbright will bring it down for Minneapolis. Casey back to Grayson. Grayson at the top. Back to McCulloch. McCulloch on the outside goes to Argenbright. Back to Owens. Owens swing pass over to Grayson George for three. Oh, wow, that's a shooter's roll as he hits a three-pointer from the left wing. And it rolls in. Nice job by Grayson George. 8-6, Lions back with the lead. Schamberg at the top of the key. Schamberg guarded by Grayson George. Looks down on the outside, goes down to Schamberg. Back on the outside, Coster checked in for Bruner. And going to have another foul. This one is on McCulloch, I believe. Yep. Coster checked in for Bruner. Oh, excuse me. Checked in for Moeller. Sorry about that. So Coster, a junior, will have a one-on-one or two-shot foul here. First one is up and good. Andrew Yoxel checking in, as well as Austin Budke. Austin Budke, a 6'1" freshman, checks in for Beloit. Yoxel checks in for Crossan. Second shot coming by Coster. Gets it in. Also checking in is number 30, Bob Ludwig, a 6'1" junior, checks in for Beloit as well. Beloit's got 4 seniors on the squad, just like Minneapolis does. Argenbright with the ball as he'll bring it down across the timeline. Back to Grayson George. Into McCulloch from the free throw line. Shot is up and no good. And rebounded by Coster. Tough one right there, Mike.
Andrew was in pretty good position, but Coster kind of tipped the ball away from him there. I thought we had the offensive board, but Beloit pretty aggressive here in the early going. 8-8 tie, though.
Ludwig with the ball, back to Schamberg. Schamberg on the outside goes to Catlin. Catlin looks down low. A lot of shoving going on down low. Catlin guarded by Owens. Picks up his dribble, goes back on the outside to Budke. Budke drives back to Catlin. Oh, nice inlet pass. Oh, great block by McCulloch. Nice job by McCulloch with the block. Grayson George into McCulloch. And McCulloch gets a nice drive. Nice job, Keegan McCulloch. I'm not sure how he does that, but he gets some beautiful shots.
Did you see him switch hands? He was in the left hand, put it over in his right, spun it up off the glass in the end. Wow,
and he's a lefty. And he's a lefty. 10-8, Minneapolis back the lead. Three-point shot is off the mark, but rebound goes to Catlin, and Catlin misses it, but rebounded by Grayson George. Up to Argenbright. Casey has numbers, takes it up, and he's fouled. He will not get the bucket, but nice job by Casey Argenbright.
He had a step. The opening was all the way to the rack, and Schamberg gave it to him, and Argenbright took full advantage of it. That's his second foul. Argenbright to shoot 2 here. Good.
Checking in will be Logan Weedle for Grayson George, as well as Charlie Lynn for Keegan McCulloch. Also checking in is number 23, Tanner Windhalf, as well as, had another one come in, but I didn't see who it was. Argenbright makes them both. 12-8, Lions with the lead, minute 43 left to go in the first quarter. Catlin with the ball at the top of the key. Swing pass on the outside. Back to Moeller. Swing pass over to Catlin. Catlin back to Ludwig. Ludwig on the outside to Budke. Budke guarded by Yoxel. Nice hands by Yoxel. Nearly gets the steal. Moeller with the ball. Moeller's the other person that checked in for Beloit a second ago. Back to Catlin. Catlin on the outside. Gets his man in the air.
What?
There's a.
I'll tell you what.
There we go. Oh!
They bailed him out.
They bailed him out. Wow. Moeller hit the floor hard right there. Feet came out from under him. I'm not sure how that wasn't a travel. Anyway, we'll take a break.
Minneapolis.
12-8. We'll be back.
How'd that happen?
I don't know, Dale. We'll go ahead and as you're working on that, 12-8, minute 8 left to go in the first here in the first quarter.
I got it now. They're about to play. Okay.
Minneapolis with the lead, and Beloit has the ball.
Crossan, Darrow, McCulloch, Weedle, and Tyrell Owens in the lineup for Minneapolis.
Darrow over on Moeller playing him tight. Owens on Catlin. Swing pass over to Budke. Budke back over to Moeller. Moeller swinging over to Catlin. Catlin gets it back to the top of the key in the hands of Ludwig. Ludwig swing pass over to Moeller. Moeller back over to Budke. Budke, 3-point shot. Oh my goodness. And they call it on
McCulloch.
McCulloch saying, questioning him, but the official. So that's going to be 2 on McCulloch.
We've seen that called before against, for us and against us. It's you're riding a guy out of bounds.
Yep.
He's on your back. You're going to get the foul. Unfortunately, that's 2 on Keegan.
As Grayson George as well as Yoxel checks back in for Owens and McCulloch. Beloit to inbounds. Swing pass on the outside. It's back to Catlin. Catlin drives. Back to Moeller. Moeller back over to Catlin. Catlin guarded tightly by Grayson George.
One guy, the shooter, you can't lose track of, and that's Catlin. He can hurt you from the outside, and so far Minneapolis keep a pretty good eye on him. That's a walk.
Grayson George with the steal after the turnover right there. Grayson takes it in. Can't get it fall. It's going to be off of Beloit. It'll stay with Minneapolis.
What a move.
Grayson had to make an adjustment in the lane to avoid the charge, and he did a great job, but couldn't get to finish. Checking in will be number 14, Koster, as he checks in for Wyandotte. As checking out will be John Darrow as Argenbright checks back in. Back to Argenbright to the top of the key. 12 seconds left. Grayson, shot is up and off the mark. Yoxel with it, shot up and, oh, would have gone if it would have made it. Nice look by Yoxel, couldn't get the ball. Minneapolis has the lead at the end of 1 though. They got 2 shots off there.
Well, they could have had Brummer over the back of Yoxel, but they let him play to end the quarter, and you're right, Yoxel's shot would have counted just a little bit short.
12-8 at the end of 1. We'll take a break. You're listening to 910KNA.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 8.
Farm Bureau's wide range of insurance and financial products help protect what's most important, your family, auto, home, and other possessions. Call your Farm Bureau Financial Services agent in Minneapolis, George Dressy. Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company.
Let's make it delicious. Let's make it fast. Let's make it a meal from KT's in downtown Minneapolis. KT's, home of the almost world-famous hamburger. KT's wishes the Lions best wishes during the upcoming season. The State Bank of Delphus and the Ottawa County Bank in Minneapolis are locally owned community banks, committed to making your banking experience as easy and personal as possible. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Welcome back to Beloit, Kansas, as the Minneapolis Lions have the lead at the end of one, as Beloit will have the ball to start the second quarter.
It's one of the goals the boys have before they go into each game. They try and keep the opponent to single digits scoring in each quarter, and we did right there. Beloit, 8 points.
Ball goes back to Moeller. Moeller on the outside, guarded by Argenbright.
What defense? What man defense?
And a lot of, not sure how he came away with that one, but he did, as Beloit will retain the ball. Catlin on the outside. Gets it in the hands of Crone. Crone back to Catlin. Back to Moeller for a three. That's good. Moeller and Catlin, you got to watch. And that ball, nice job by Dylan Crossan. Great feed by Casey Argenbright, Mike.
Great dump down pass. Crossan was all alone on the backside, had his defender on his back, and that's what the call was. Catlin with the push. That's his first personal foul. Crossan gets the and one.
And he gets it to roll in. Shooter's roll rolls in. 15-11. 7:14 left to go here in the second quarter. Catlin on the outside. It's back to Moeller. Moeller. Oh, great front by Andrew Yoxel as he gets around and gets a hand on that one. Knocks it out of bounds. As was guarding on Crone. Schamberg checks back in for the Trojans. Gets it into Catlin. Catlin, swing pass over to Schamberg. Schamberg back to Moeller. Moeller on the outside, back to Catlin. Back to Catlin. Shot is up and off the mark, rebounded by Grayson George. Outlet to Casey Argenbright on the right-hand side. Casey will bring it down, set it up on the right. Drives in, puts a shot up and off the mark. Not sure what the call is.
They're going to create a foul.
Yeah, against Minneapolis. No.
Traveling? I don't know.
It's just tipped out of bounds, and it's Beloit's ball.
So, Schamberg on the outside, back to Moeller. Shot is up and good by Broomer, sorry about that. Full court press picked up by the Trojans. Argenbright will bring it down to set it up. Crosses the timeline. 6:12 left, 15-13, Lions with the lead. Argenbright, shot is up and good. Nice job by Casey as he takes it to the left-hand side. Presence of mind to go ahead and stop, pop, and take the shot.
Schamberg guarding him has 2 personal fouls, so Schamberg couldn't contest that shot too much.
Brummer on the outside, back to Schamberg. Schamberg picks up it. Oh, wide opens Moeller again, and that's, cannot let him have that. Is that 3 for him? Just 2.
Casey got picked pretty good there.
Grayson takes a 3, and he drains it. Nice job. As we trade it.
Right back at you.
Right back. Schamberg will bring it down. Guarded by Grayson George. Back on the outside to Moeller. Moeller gets it back to Crone. Crone on the outside, drives in, and there's a foul.
Yoxel maybe.
Yeah.
Andrew Yoxel with his first personal foul. Crone will go to the line to shoot 2.
4th team foul on the Lions. The Trojans have 5. Thank you.
Off the mark. Charlie Lynn checks in for Dylan Crossan. John Michael checks in for Argenbright, and Tyrell Owens checks in for Logan Weedle. Second shot coming by Crone. And he makes the adjustment on that one, gets it to fall. John Michael in the ball game. Andrew Yoxel will bring it down for the Lions. Back to Grayson George. Back to Owens. Owens on the outside. Back to Yoxel. Back to John Michael. Swing pass over to Owens. Owens on the outside. Back to top to John Michael. Looks at a 3.
Oh.
And the turnover.
Yoxel got tripped. He couldn't get to the ball.
Got his feet tangled up there. Not much you could do about that one.
Yeah, he couldn't take the step out for the entry pass. And out of bounds, turnover to Beloit.
Ball goes to Moeller. Moeller on the outside. Back to Moeller. Swing pass back to top of the key. Gets it in the hands of Catlin. Catlin will swing it over to Schamberg. Schamberg guarded tightly by Grayson George. And Brummer takes it right in. So Brummer with some big points. Yoxel up and good. Nice little shot from the free throw line by Yoxel as he drains it.
He can hit that shot. He's very effective from about 10 or 12 feet.
22-19, 3:54 left to go here in the first half. Moeller on the outside gets it back to Catlin. Catlin swing pass over to Schamberg. Schamberg back to Moeller. Moeller. There's a foul. Yep.
Now they put Charlie in to loosen him up just a little bit.
They got beat on the switch there. Charlie saw it happening, so he got the foul.
That's a 5th team foul on Minneapolis. That's Charlie's first personal foul.
Logan Weedle and Dylan Crossan check back in for Grayson George and Charlie Lynn. Brummer shot up and good. Wow. 8 or 10 points for him. Dale? Mike?
He's got 8.
8. John Michael. Back to Yoxel. Takes another shot. Off the mark. Rebounded by Brummer.
He's feeling it.
22-21. Moeller for 3. Son of a gun. Darn it. Beloit takes the lead, 24-22. And
I don't know. You got to give him a step.
You got to give him a step. Their charge is called on Dylan Crossan, but I agree that he didn't even have a step to take on that one. So they called on Dylan Crossan. Grayson checks in for.
Well, the rule is you need to leave him room to come down, and Dylan was just coming down and created the contact. But tough call.
Yep. On the outside, gets it in the hands of Crone. Crone swing pass over to Schamberg. Schamberg back goes to top to Ludwig. Shot up by Moeller off the mark, and a rebound by the Trojans. Shot is up and off the mark, and another offensive rebound by Beloit. Catlin looks to take the shot. Finally, Minneapolis comes away with a rebound there. 2:26 left to go. Beloit 24-22 with the lead. Yoxel back to Logan Weedle. Logan on the outside goes into Crossan. Crossan shot up and good. Nice job, Dylan Crossan. As Dylan gets the shot up and over the top and gets a foul. Foul's called on number 30. That is Bob Ludwig, his first personal foul. Both these teams go pretty deep into their bench. As Crossan will go back the line. And he makes it. Lions back up by 1 after the three-point play by Dylan Crossan. Swing pass over on the outside goes to Ludwig. Ludwig back to Budke. Budke at the top of the key, back to Catlin. And that's going to be... okay. That's... Casey Argenbright. Casey took one there. So that's a make-up call for the other one because we didn't give him room on that one either, Dale. So Casey did a great job.
You got to call them both ways.
Yeah,
you know?
so, and they did. Andrew Yoxel will inbounds. Casey Argenbright does an amazing job of getting those.
Argenbright hits the floor and saves the. Wow, what a rescue. He had to get on that ball. Possession arrow to Minneapolis, and or Beloit would have the possession here. Great job by Casey Argenbright.
Crossing back to Yoxel, back to Weedle. Swing pass over to Argenbright. And Budke can
pushing foul on somebody.
On Argenbright.
They put him in the 1-and-1.
I'm not sure how that. I was already following the ball down, and I didn't see.
He had a hold in the backcourt, so to try and keep from giving him the easy layup.
So
Minneapolis got back great on defense. Yeah. I thought we were in pretty good shape.
Costro will have a 1-on-1 here. First shot is up and good.
The ref from way back in the middle saw it, the one that called it. 25 all, 1:40 to go in the half.
Second shot is up and makes them both. 5'11" junior Coster gets them both to fall. Grayson George back to Yoxel.
Crossan was wide open.
Grayson George on the outside goes back to Logan Weedle, back to Yoxel. 26-25, Beloit with the lead. Back to Argenbright. Back to Yoxel. Yoxel on the outside. Back to Argenbright. Swing pass over to Grayson. Back to Yoxel. Back to Argenbright. Casey will work to set it up. Back to Grayson George. Back to Yoxel. Yoxel at the top of the key. Nobody on him, so there's somebody comes out on him. Back to Argenbright. Beloit defense has been pretty pesky tonight, Mike. They've been a lot of hand checking and gotten some ball to knock loose. And
yeah, both teams with a really good aggressive man-to-man defense.
Yoxel. Back to Argenbright. Back to Grayson George. 9 seconds left. Back to Yoxel. Dylan Crossan gets the follow. Nice job, Dylan Crossan. Great follow by Crossan as he gets the follow after the Grayson George miss. Minneapolis takes the lead at the half, 27-26. Beloit does outscore us though in the second quarter, mainly because of Moeller's 3 threes. So Minneapolis has the lead though at the half, 27-26. We will take a break and we'll be back with some stats. You're listening to 910kennedy.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 8. To Beloit, Kansas, as the Minneapolis Lions had the lead at the half, 27-26. But Mike, Beloit outscored us in that quarter by 3.
Yeah, Beloit had a good second quarter, and Moeller from the outside is what killed us in the second quarter. We had trouble finding him as he hit 3 threes in that quarter alone, but they can't get the ball in close as Brummer has 3 easy buckets in close to close out the quarter and bring Beloit right back into this thing. Scoring for Beloit. Schamberg didn't score, and a big thing, Catlin did not score. Muller led the way for Beloit with 11 points. Brummer has 8. Crone has 3, and Coster off the bench with 4, all 4 free throws. Casey Argenbright has 4 points for Minneapolis. Andrew Yoxel has 2. Grayson George has 6, 2 threes, and Logan Weedle has a 3. So Minneapolis has 3 from beyond the arc. Tyrell Owens played well. Dylan Crossan, the big story inside, down in the paint with 10 big points for Minneapolis in the first half. Keegan McCulloch rode the bench in the second quarter with 2 personal fouls, had an amazing right-hand layup, shifted hands in the middle of the shot. Quite a shot, and Minneapolis takes the lead at halftime, 27-26.
Dylan Crossan did have a great first half of basketball. 5 times he went to the free throw line, I believe. Was he perfect from the line, Mike?
Yes.
Perfect from the line?
I'm not going to say anything at all about free throw shooting because once I do, I'm going to jinx us because
I think one of the keys, if we win this game, one of the keys is going to be the fact that with Keegan McCulloch sitting almost the entire second quarter, we were able to maintain our pace and keep the lead. Without him then there doing all his magic.
Yes. And Keegan had 2 fouls, is that right?
Yes.
Keegan has 2 fouls. Who else?
Casey has 2 fouls for Minneapolis. Schamberg has 2, and Ludwig has 2 for Beloit.
Both teams go pretty deep into their bench. So Minneapolis has the lead, 27-26 at the half. As the Beloit dance squad out there dancing. But Mike and Dale, they maintained while Keegan was sitting on the bench, but we also gave up some points.
We did, but you know, up here, giving up 26 points to Beloit that could shoot well. We're clamping down on them on defense. Sure, they've had some guys get open, but they're having to work hard to get that opening. And they could, with Catlin not even being open to shoot, I mean, he's been great anytime he gets the ball. I've been real proud of our guys on defense. Real proud of them. Well, let's talk some perspective on Minneapolis basketball here, guys, on postseason especially. This is, we have a 125 versus 105 wins, losses overall record. Tonight, as we talked about earlier, we're playing for our 5th state tournament berth in this decade, 8th overall. And our sub-state championship game record in the past decades, 10-1. Let's review some of those games, see if you can remember some of them in the decade. Let's however forget in 2001, beating Beloit at Belleville 71-60 after they really controlled us during the regular season. Ben Zucker had 30-some points driving the middle, just an outstanding game. 2003, we went to Norton, lost 65-58 after being down 16 points at halftime.
That was one that we were expected to win. Is that the one?
Well, I can't remember exactly. We were ranked pretty high.
We were ranked pretty high, yeah.
I do know Norton won the state that year.
Yes, they did. They won state. And that year we beat Beloit 3 times with the big young Pruitt boy, the 6'9" guy. So then in the following year we came up here and beat Hayes TMP by a big score of 86-64. Following year at Southeast of Saline, we beat Riley County 74-59, and that knocked Riley County, if I remember right, out of going to the state tournament after like 6 straight years. That was a big blow to them. And then in 2006, we beat Smith Center at Osborne 58-47. Here we are after a 3-year absence, poised to make another return, hopefully, if we can hang on to this lead and build a bigger one tonight. That would be cool. And Mike and I were talking last night, driving back, just the history that we've observed in the last 10 years. This, in all sports at Minneapolis, but in basketball specifically, this has been the best 10-season period in Minneapolis history for sure. They've got 159 wins to 76 losses before tonight, and the best closest record to that was the 1950-51 through 59-60 decade, where they had 138 wins and 89 losses. this is a big factor in that big win percentage for us this decade. We have outscored our opponents 919 points.
Wow.
Through this decade.
Wow.
14,667 to 12,748. That's that same other decade of where we had the first two state trips. They outscored their opponents by 582. But and in our 4 state tournament bursts that we've gone to, we finished twice, second, third once, and fourth once. No one and dones. That's big. Plus 5 league championships. So we've had a great run of basketball to watch here in this last decade, and I'd like to see it finish off nice this year.
4 of those league championships were back to back to back to back.
Mm-hmm.
So
Dale, I'll never forget the night you were giving point totals and you told everybody to sit down when you gave Ben Zickers 30-point performance that night. That was a heck of a game.
Just astonishing. That win just knocked everybody's socks off.
His points were in the paint against that 6'9" and 6'8" or 6'7" Pruitt kid. Both of them were in there, and it was just phenomenal.
Yep.
Well, we're back ready to have some action here as Minneapolis and Beloit back on the floor here to start the second half. As looks like the Lions will have their same starting lineup, and I can't tell for sure, but I think Beloit does as well. Moeller gets it in the hands of Schamberg to start for the Trojans. Schamberg swing pass over to Brummer. Brummer back over to Catlin. Catlin picks up his dribble, gets it back to Moeller. Moeller guarded tightly by George. Back over to Crone. Crone with the ball back to Catlin. Catlin swing passes over to Moeller. Back to Schamberg. Shot up and off the mark, rebounded by McCulloch. You know, both teams were pretty good on turnovers, guys, and neither team had much for turnovers in the first half.
Both teams very efficient on the offensive end. Not too many turnovers.
Crossan on the inside, gets his own rebound after the miss and puts it in. Nice job, Dylan Crossan. Dylan showing some muscle there and gets it fired up and gets it in.
Brummer just having a little tough time handling Dylan down low. Crossan pretty strong. Of course, we get taken on the other end. Brummer's pretty slick also.
Brummer is, and he did a nice little reverse right there as he had a couple people right in his face. Back to McCulloch, back to Grayson George. Grayson back to McCulloch. Swing pass over to Grayson George on the left-hand side. He'll drive, and he'll be fouled by Catlin. Catlin's second foul, I think.
Yes.
Grayson George to inbounds. Going to have to get it into Crossan. Back to Argenbright. Just the first foul on Catlin. Sorry about that. Grayson George looks to the inside, goes back to McCulloch. McCulloch drives in off the glass and good. Nice job, Keegan, as he takes it right to Brummer. Coach Shoup wanting to foul on that. Nice job, Keegan McCulloch. Schamberg drives, guarded by Argenbright, picks up his dribble, gets it back to Catlin. Catlin back over to Moeller. Moeller double team, down to Brummer. Swing pass over to Schamberg for 3. Off the mark, and wow, right there to get the rebound is McCulloch after the miss. They missed a wide open one.
Catlin misses point blank.
Ball goes into Crossan, up and good. Yeah. Nice job, Dylan Crossan takes it right into the big guy.
They got the roll there.
He got the roll. Nice job, Dylan Crossan. 33-28 Lions with the lead. Schamberg on the outside, guarded by Argenbright, picks up his dribble, gets it back to Catlin. Catlin back over to Brummer. Brummer back over to Catlin. Catlin on the outside, gets it back over to Schamberg. Schamberg rolls around the top of the key. Schamberg picks up his dribble, back over to Moeller. And there's a foul on Grayson George. And that will be Grayson's first foul as he tries to stop Moeller from going to the baseline. Trojans to inbounds here. They get it into Crone. Crone on the outside, back to Moeller. Moeller back to Schamberg. Schamberg back to Moeller. Back over to Catlin. Catlin swings over to Crone. Crone takes a little shot in the lane, up and off the mark. There should be a foul. Yeah, nice job. had position down there, and Crone just pushes him out of the way.
Well, when you see McCulloch bent over backwards as he goes up in the air, somebody's got their hands in his back, and that's what the call is.
Sorry. So McCulloch will inbounds for the Lions. Keegan to get it in, gets it up to Grayson George. Grayson shot up and off the mark, and that's going to be over back on Crossan. Second foul on Dillon.
2 team fouls apiece.
Still 33-28 at the 5:03 mark here. Here in the third quarter. Schamberg on the outside, gets it back to Brummer. Brummer backward to Catlin for 3. McCulloch comes down with it.
McCulloch behind the back dribble there. Good.
Back to Logan Weedle. Back to Casey Argenbright. Casey, oh my goodness. Thought Casey got into trouble on that one. Casey, nice job of handling that ball. Argenbright to set it up. Back to Grayson George. Grayson back to McCulloch. Shot up and can't get it. Brummer comes down with it. Back to Schamberg. Schamberg takes it. Moeller. Back to Schamberg. Good hustle by the Lions on the defensive side to get back.
George right out on Muller, not even letting him pull the trigger on that 3.
Ball will go back in the hands of Catlin. Swing pass. Gets it back to Brummer. Brummer back to Crone. Crone back to Schamberg. Schamberg back to Moeller. Tries all the way in. Can't get it. Dylan Crossan with the rebound. Back up to Grayson George. Nice job by Dylan with position down low. 3:42 left to go in the third quarter.
Travel.
Nope, timeout.
Okay.
Timeout called by the Lions as Coach Shoup is going to get a substitution made and talk to his troops. 5-point lead for the Lions at the 3:38 mark. We'll take a break. You're listening to 910KNA.com as well as Eagle Communication Channel 8.
C&R Plating would like to take this time to thank their many friends and customers for making their business what it is today. Kevin also wants to wish the Minneapolis Lions a great season. C&R Plating, a Lions sports backer. If you're searching for the right insurance to fit your needs, look no further. The Scott Osherman Agency is the place to go. American Family Insurance has been providing security and peace of mind for over 80 years. Call the Scott Osherman Agency in Minneapolis, your American Family Insurance agent.
Grayson George to inbounds for the Lions. John Michael in, Yoxel in, as well as Tyrell Owens. McCulloch and George still on the floor. Shot is up and off the mark by Keegan McCulloch. Schamberg to bring it down for the Trojans. Gets it back to Moeller. And the bucket is good. Moeller, acrobatic shot, gets it to fall, and he's fouled as 3 players dropped down on him, and nobody could get a ball.
Block attempt from behind by Grayson George. I think that's what the foul was. Oh,
Keegan McCulloch picks up his 3rd foul. The N1 is up and good by Moeller. Back to a 2-point ball game, so McCulloch will have a seat.
Crossan and Yoxel coming.
Grayson George. Back to Yoxel. Back to Owens. Owens swing pass over to John Michael. Back to Yoxel. Back to Darrow. He'll take a deep 3.
Hit that.
Yes, nice job, John Michael. Squares up from NBA range and drains it. Nice job by John Michael as he drains a big one right there. Minneapolis will need to shut him down here on defense as Budke drives. Swing pass over to Moeller. In and out. And that's going to be off of. What the heck was that call?
Darrow came down on the arm of
Darrow
Budke.
with the back.
When the ball came down out of the rafters.
Yeah. Wow.
It evidently didn't hit anything.
It didn't.
It would have been out of play.
It didn't.
Ball goes into Moeller. Moeller guarded by Grayson George. Somehow comes up with it, gets a shot, and that's Budke. Budke back to Yoxel. Back to Darrow. Darrow into Crossan, shot up, and can't get it to fall, but Moeller fouls him. Crossan will go back to the line. Only one foul on Moeller. Wow.
Third team foul. The Lions have 4.
Crossan makes the first one. As Casey Argenbright and Logan Weedle check in for Tyrell Owens and Grayson George.
McCulloch the only player in foul trouble with 3, either team.
Crossan misses it. Moeller comes down with it. Moeller back to Catlin. Catlin on the outside. Guarded tightly there. Swing pass over to Budke. Budke gets it back to Schamberg. Schamberg on the outside. And stolen by Crossan. Yes! Yeah.
What an acrobatic steal.
Yeah, well, nice job by Dylan Crossan. Comes down with it and gets fouled.
I'll take that back. Now Ludwig has 3 fouls for Beloit.
So Schamberg checks out, as checking in will be number 14, which is Coster. Argenbright will bring it down for the Lions. 37-33, minute 51 left to go here in the third quarter. Back to Yoxel. Yoxel into Crossan. Crossan takes his man on the inside.
Pull his pivot foot, I guess.
Turnover.
Tried to split the defenders, drug the pivot foot just a little bit.
As Catlin will bring it down for the Trojans. Catlin wide open. Off the mark, rebounded by Logan Weedle. Back to Argenbright. Boy, that was...
He hasn't been able to take too many of those, so he's kind of cold on them.
He was wide open, thank goodness. Minute 24, back to Yoxel. Yoxel on the outside, guarded tight by... There's a foul, yep. By Budke. Budke just all over Yoxel.
Well, we're going to get to that free throw line just a little bit sooner.
5th team foul now.
Grayson George checks back in for John Michael.
On the guest Trojans.
Minneapolis the higher seed in the home whites. Beloit 2 seed in the black.
Grayson.
They're the visitors.
Back over to Crossan. Crossan back to George. George on the outside. Back to Argenbright. Minute 7 left here in the third quarter. Back in the hands of Yoxel. Back to George. Grayson back to Argenbright. 55 seconds left. Help, help. Back to Crossan. Back to Weedle. Weedle back to George. Back to Argenbright. Back to Yoxel. Back to Grayson George.
Coach
32 seconds left.
This last shot.
Back to Argenbright.
The way he's played all season, no reason to make any different now.
Even though I disagree with him, but no reason to change it now. So Grayson George on the outside. That's why I'm not coaching.
You shorten the game this way.
Argenbright set it up here with 10 seconds. Casey gets his own rebound. Into Crossan, shot is up and can't get it to fall. Wow. That's an opportunity right there.
We had 2 good looks. Not just one, 2 great looks. Oh, wow.
37-33 Minneapolis after 3 quarters. We expanded the lead by 3 points there, guys.
We will take a quick break at the end of the third quarter. Lions with the lead, 37-33.
At Robertson Monument, they believe that supporting community activities are very important. That's why they're sponsors of Lions Sports. Minneapolis is a great town to live in, and Robertson Monument hopes you make it to as many games as possible.
Bennett Autoplex supports the Minneapolis Lions. At Bennett Autoplex Salina, you'll find a small-town family atmosphere with great prices on new and used cars, new GMC trucks and SUVs. Serving their customers since 1957, Bennett Autoplex Salina.
Welcome back to Beloit, Kansas. 37-33, Lions with the lead as we get ready to start the fourth quarter, Mike.
We're just 8 minutes away from a trip to Hutch. If Minneapolis can continue this great play on the defensive end, we're scoring just enough to maintain a 2, 3, 4 point lead. And like Dale says, let's expand on it here and win this thing outright.
Grayson inbounds, gets it to Logan Weedle.
Yep.
Had a little contact by Moeller, but good call by the official because he did have a foot on the line. But
well, he dribbled the ball in the backcourt.
He bounced it over.
He had position in the forecourt and bounced it in the backcourt.
There's a travel. Oh, come on.
Boy, he's quick with those timeouts.
Jeez, oh, Pete.
He sees one of his players in trouble, and he calls the timeout instantaneously.
He does.
Quick to pull the trigger.
Wow.
37-33, 7:53 to go in regulation. We'll be back.
Welcome back to Beloit, Kansas. Beloit will have the ball here as they get it in the hands of Moeller. And Brummer gets the bucket on the inside. Argenbright will bring it down, guarded tightly by Schamberg. Schamberg back to McCulloch, back to Weedle. Oh, yeah, thank you very much. As Weedle gets fouled going in. Had a nice backdoor cut by McCulloch to Weedle, and Weedle gets fouled hard. Second foul on Moeller. First shot is up and good by senior Logan Weedle. Andrew Yoxel checks in for Dylan Crossan. Second shot coming by the senior Logan Weedle. And he makes them both. So back in the hands of Schamberg. Back to a 4-point lead for the Lions. Schamberg back to Moeller. Moeller on the outside, guarded by Grayson George. Gets it back to Crone. Crone on the outside. Gets it back to Catlin. Catlin and Brummer.
Good work by Brummer.
Yeah. Foul is on Yoxel, his second, as Brummer makes it, and he has an and one here. Misses it, rebound by Yoxel. Gets it up to McCulloch. McCulloch back to Grayson George. Grayson back to Argenbright. Yoxel comes up with it, and it's in! Yes! Nice job, Andrew Yoxel. As Andrew Yoxel takes it to the big guy, and he gets it to drop. Foul, I didn't see who that foul was on.
Second one.
Second one on Brummer. Brummer's such a solid player that
7th team foul, so we're in the one-on-one for here on.
Yoxel and one off the mark. Rebounded by Catlin.
I didn't think that last shot had a prayer going in, guys, but it did.
Wow, Brummer is such a smooth shooter. Just so soft with the touch.
Those first two games, he didn't have much against us, but he sure is tonight.
Yeah, he has.
Picks up foul number 3, does Brummer.
And Andrew Yox will go to the line, shoot a 1-on-1.
We need the front end of these 1-on-1s, guys.
We need them both, Dale.
Yes, we do.
Yoxel's solid from the free throw line most of the year.
8th team foul.
And he makes the front end.
But you can't get the second if you don't get the first.
He got the tough one. Here's the easy one here.
And he makes them both. Nice job, Andrew Yoxel, as he drains them both as Dylan Crossan replaces him.
Back to the 4-point lead, 43-39, 6:32 in regulation.
Crossan comes back in. Now he'll try his luck on Brummer. Schamberg on the outside.
Oh, Brummer all over the back of Crossan.
He got away with one there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Ball goes out of bounds off of Crossan. Will stay with Beloit. Brummer on the outside, Moeller on the outside, back to Schamberg. Schamberg back to Moeller. 43-39, 6 minutes left here in the ball game. Moeller drives, gets his man in the air, back to Brummer, shot. Wow. How many has that boy got?
20.
And he's a sophomore.
That's 18, I guess.
Argenbright will set it up for the Lions. That goes to Logan Weedle. Back to McCulloch. Shot is up and off the mark.
Crossan, maybe? Yep, Crossan. 6th team foul on the Lions, his third. So 1-on-1 for everybody from here on.
As Schamberg will bring it down. Schamberg gets it back in the hands of Moeller. Moeller back to Crone. And we got a tie ball game. Beloit gets right back into it, ties the ball game at 43. Argenbright will bring it down. Back to McCulloch. Into Crossan. Crossan shot up and good. Nice job. Dylan Crossan was hammered all the way in. Gets to the ball. Schamberg on the outside. Gets it in the hands of Crone. Crone. Swing pass over to Catlin. Catlin on the outside. Catlin rolls to the right-hand side. Pulls it back out. Back over to Schamberg. 45-43. Lions with the 2-point lead. 4:30 left to go in the ball game. Back over to Crone. Crone swing pass over to Catlin. Catlin on the outside, guarded by Weedle. Catlin drives in, and we got a hand check on Weedle. And Catlin will go to the line for a 1-on-1. I'll tell you, they hammer each other on one end and then get a touch foul on the other end. That's what Logan's saying. Logan's saying, how can this be? So Catlin will have a 1-on-1 here. And he gets the first one to fall. Catlin, a senior for the Trojans, with a chance to tie it. Second shot is up and good. Tie ball game once again. 4:21 left to go in the ball game. Grayson George back to McCulloch. Back to Argenbright. Argenbright on the outside. Argenbright will roll around. Gets it back in the hands of McCulloch. And a 3-second violation on the Lions with the turnover.
4 minutes left in this contest. We're on audit at 45 points each. Beloit with the ball here. It's a close one.
It is. Schamberg with the ball. Gets it to Brummer. Back to Schamberg. Schamberg Back over to Crone. Back to Schamberg. Schamberg back to Moeller. Beloit's going to work some clock here. So
They're looking for that back door. They back cut you to death.
Moeller on the outside. Back to Catlin. Back to Schamberg. And the steal right there by Grayson George. Nearly stolen right back by Catlin. Grayson George on the outside. Back to McCulloch. Oh my goodness, that was an intense pass, guys. I don't see how in the world that one went in.
Them all year long. No look pass from McCulloch.
Wow. Ball goes back to Moeller. Moeller drives, gets his man in the air, shot up, no good. Picked up by Crossan. Nice save by Dylan Crossan.
Smart move.
Smart move right there. 2:41. Argenbright will bring it down for the Lions. Crosses the timeline, guarded by Schamberg.
Timeout Minneapolis. Is he going to ice it here? Is he going to run clock?
Oh, yeah, I hope not.
You know it. It's going to come eventually, you know it.
Well, I know it's going to come eventually. So.
They're going to try and keep that ball in the hands of Grayson George as much as possible. We want him on the free throw line if it comes down to shooting free throws in the last 2 minutes and 35 seconds of this game. Grayson doing a great job tonight, staying on the floor, making himself available for this 2 minutes.
How in the world did Keegan McCulloch have the presence of mind?
No, look, he did. That was purely accident.
I don't think so.
I don't think so, Dan. I think he knew he was back there and didn't have any choice.
He knew Crossan was there. All he could do is just tap it best he could.
All right. We'll take a break.
That was amazing.
Farm Bureau's wide range of insurance and financial products help protect what's most important, your family, auto, home, and other possessions. Call your Farm Bureau Financial Services agent in Minneapolis, George Dressy. Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company.
Welcome back to Beloit, Kansas, as the Lions will have the ball as they will inbounds now. We've kind of gotten, we've got to watch this here, that we don't turn the ball over. Gets it into McCulloch. McCulloch back to Argenbright. Argenbright swings around, gets it to Grayson George. Grayson back to McCulloch, back to Casey. And soft pass, and it was tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Lions. Grayson will inbounds for Minneapolis. Gets it into Crossan, back to Logan Weedle. Logan back over to Argenbright. Back to Grayson. I'll tell you, Beloit very quick into those passing lanes.
They've seen it before. They're jumping the passing lanes, so.
There we go. Foul on Crone.
Yeah, they're going to say, Minneapolis, you can try to run clock on us, so we're not going to give you those soft passes anymore.
McCulloch will go to the line to shoot a one-on-one.
Crone with 3 fouls, Brummer with 3, Ludwig with 3 for Beloit. Minneapolis, Dylan Crossan and Keegan McCulloch with 3 fouls.
Shot is up and good by McCulloch as he gets the first one to fall. Second one coming by senior leader Keegan McCulloch. Shot is up and off the mark. Back rims it, has put a little bit too much on it. Schamberg will bring it down for the Trojans.
Good recovery by George on defense there.
Catlin on the outside.
Been running that push off by Moeller, and he just is not getting the call.
There's a 3 by Moeller. It's off the mark, but Catlin comes down with it. They have gotten some big rebounds tonight. No, it does not count.
Weedle with the blocking foul.
Logan's third personal foul.
Catlin 2 for 2 from the free throw line.
Shot is up and good. 48-46. Second shot coming by Catlin. Perfect from the line tonight. Minute 32 left to go in the ball game. Second shot is up and makes them both. Smooth shot. Nothing but net on those, and he drains them both. Argenbright brings it up for the lines. Picks up his dribble, gets it back to McCulloch. McCulloch back to Crossan. Crossan back to Argenbright. Casey back to Logan. Back to Grayson George. Grayson gets it back to McCulloch. McCulloch back to Weedle. Back to Argenbright. Back to George. Back to Argenbright. 58 seconds left. This is when we run a little clock here.
They're motioning to foul Argenbright, but he doesn't have the ball. He does now. Yeah, it's a good coaching job there by the Beloit coach. Boy, I wish they would have fouled George.
Oh, they know better than that.
Yeah.
But Casey sank 2 in a row earlier this game, didn't he?
We're in the double bonus, so.
Swish.
And he makes the first one. Nice job, Casey, as he makes the first one. 48.6 seconds left to go here in the ball game. Second shot coming. And he makes them both. Nice job, Casey Argenbright, as Andrew Yoxel checks in for Dylan Crossan.
50-47, 48 seconds remaining. Regulation.
Minneapolis up by 3.
And a timeout is called by Beloit. They get it down to their bench. So 46 seconds left here in the ball game. Beloit calls a full timeout. Minneapolis has a lead, 50-47. 48 seconds left. You know, they're going to, I'm assuming they're going to look at Brummer. Brummer has just been so hot tonight.
Yeah, I think they'll want to try and get that basket just as fast as they can. I don't think they're going to wait around and work for a good shot. They're going to try and get one down low to Brummer, just like you say, Scott.
And hopefully get us to foul.
And get them, yeah, exactly. Let's take a real quick break, and we'll be back. 50-47, Minneapolis with the lead.
Let's make it delicious. Let's make it fast. Let's make it a meal from KT's in downtown Minneapolis. KT's, home of the almost world-famous hamburger. KT's wishes the Lions best wishes during the upcoming season. The State Bank of Delphus and the Ottawa County Bank in Minneapolis are locally owned community banks, committed to making your banking experience as easy and personal as possible. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Welcome back to Beloit, Kansas, as Beloit Trojans will have the ball at midcourt as they get ready to inbounds. Moeller to inbounds, and they get it into Schamberg in the backcourt. Schamberg will roll the right-hand side. Back to Catlin. Back to Schamberg. Schamberg rolls around. Looks at Moeller. Off-balance shot. Yeah, and there's a foul. Wow. Keegan McCulloch thought he had a clean one, but he didn't get shot. Didn't make the basket. So Brummer will go to the line to shoot 2 here with 29 seconds left. Two shots for Brummer.
Wasn't that a great block by Grayson George?
First one is up and off the back of the rim.
Back iron.
And a full timeout is going to be called by Beloit with 29 seconds left, 28.9 seconds left, as Brummer will have one more when we come back. Minneapolis holding on to a 3-point lead. Should we keep it here, Dale? Let's keep it here. Mike, what
you know, if you're the coach, you ask your ball player to miss this shot with 28 seconds left in this game, but down 3, they need the ball. 1 point still, you're behind by 2 points. They're going to have to foul and put us at the line, so you might think about it. Sometimes I have my kids miss them on purpose, but
Minneapolis is going to have to box out. They're going to have to box out. They're going to have to get, because Beloit has beat us a couple times on the offensive boards and come up with some big rebounds. Catlin in particular.
Yeah, and Brummer has just missed that free throw, and I was surprised the Beloit coach called the timeout. It's going to be a little more difficult now for him to make that free throw.
Watch him front rim it.
So Brummer will step back to the line.
But you're exactly right, Scott. Minneapolis does have to box out on this free throw.
Dylan Crossan, Logan Weedle, Grayson George, Keegan McCulloch and Casey Argenbright on the floor.
And cut off the shooter.
Yeah. Brummer at the line. Shot is up, and he makes it.
So much for our theories.
Yeah. So checking in as Beloit will pick up the full court press. 50-48. It's it into Grayson George. Grayson is fouled by Catlin.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Grayson will go to the line to shoot 2 here.
When Beloit set up their play, Coach Shoup set up his too. We want the ball in Grayson's hands when they throw it in, and that's exactly where it was.
Grayson makes the first one. Gets the first one to fall. Got another one coming here.
First points in the second half for Grayson.
That's what I was thinking. Well, we need them now.
And they were big ones.
Shot is up and good. Makes them both as Yoxel checks back in for crossing. So 4-point lead, 27 seconds left. All goes into the hands of Schamberg.
They've got to go for the three-pointer here.
Back on the outside, and the three-point shot is, it's, as tipped out of bounds, it's, no!
Yeah, Andrew
okay.
tipped it.
Okay. All I saw was down there.
I saw it go off Brummer.
Okay. That's what I thought too. I thought it went off Brummer also, but
Andrew had the hand up there. He was awful quick just to get it there, but it is Beloit's ball.
All goes into Schamberg. Schamberg rolls around the right-hand side.
Let him have the 2.
And the full timeout called by Beloit. 52-50. 11.2 seconds left. Minneapolis got to get it inbounds.
And you're going to see exactly the same play we saw last time. We're going to get it into George, and they're going to foul. They have to foul right away.
Yeah.
So
unless they foul away from the ball.
That's true.
Okay. If they would foul away from the ball, they could pick who they want to foul. And that may be what you see. Because I agree with you, Minneapolis is going to try to run a play to get it into Grayson's hands. So
if they foul away from the ball, it's got to be called intentional.
It won't be.
Well.
Well, it depends. It depends. I agree with you, Dale. But
if they build it away from the refs aren't going to be watching away from the ball as much as they are on the ball. So if you're going to see them do a foul, you're going to have to foul them hard. It's going to have to be called intentional.
11.2 seconds left.
That's 2 possessions. It's a lot of time actually in a basketball game, but Minneapolis can play it in here.
Casey Argenbright to inbounds.
This is it for a trip to the state.
Timeout called by Minneapolis right there as Argenbright.
Casey kept his head there.
Yep, nice job by Casey.
No sense throwing it away. Argenbright.
Nice defense by Beloit there.
Oh yeah.
They did a nice job of getting some defense there.
Well, the play is for Grayson, and he came out on the other side. Casey had already ran the baseline to the other side, so he had no one to throw it to.
Yep.
Presence of mind to call the timeout. Smart move.
11.2 seconds left. 52-50. Lions with the lead and the ball underneath Beloit's basket. Minneapolis going to have to get it in somehow for this line team. Chance at going to state here tonight. Winner goes to state, loser goes home.
Now, next 11 seconds, if we can hold on or hit a couple more free throws, we're going to Hutch.
I'll be a lot happier when it's at 0. Here we go.
Same setup for Minneapolis. They're going to still try to get Grayson the ball.
And they get it to Grayson. And Grayson goes right around him. Nice job, Grayson George. And he backs away from it. Nice job.
The ball.
Yes. 4.4 seconds left. Grayson just works the circle around. Nice job by Grayson. And he's going to be going to the line.
Now, I know Coach Shoup made his point about 3 games ago when Grayson gave up the ball in that situation and they fouled the other person, and Coach Shoup goes, why give up the ball? We want you to have the ball, and that's why right there.
Grayson makes the front end of the 2 shot. Moeller's down there. You got to, and he misses it. 3-point shot is up and off the mark.
And the Lions are going to Hutchison.
Wow, how close was that by Catlin? That was a huge shot, almost went in. Minneapolis.
For the 5th time in this decade, the Lions are going to state.
Wow. Woo-hoo. That was an amazing ball game.
Up here to Beloit.
Amazing ball game on both sides, Beloit and Minneapolis, and I'll tell you.
This was a war out there, guys.
That's one of the best basketball games I've seen in a long time between both squads. They just a great hustle by both squads. Mike, what an effort tonight.
That was a great effort by Minneapolis. Well-coached game by both sides. Minneapolis did what they had to do at the end, and Minneapolis comes through at the free throw line here tonight. And I'm not just kidding you. We missed 2 free throws all night.
Oh my goodness.
All night.
I noticed you weren't talking about it.
I wasn't talking. I was going to say a thing until the end.
Nice job, Mike.
I tried to entice you into talking about it, but
No.
Wow. Nice effort by
Congratulations.
Dallas Goss just walks by. They get to take their girls to state as Beloit does get a team to state. Minneapolis gets the boys to state. And
here's the trophy presentation.
So Beloit Trojans receive the runner-up trophy. That's tough for seniors, seniors Catlin and and trying to see Moeller, yeah. Both of those boys played their hearts out, especially Moeller. And the sub-state champions and a trip to the state tournament, your Minneapolis Lions, as they win the sub-state here, Dale. What a effort tonight on the Beloit floor to come away with the victory tonight. So we are going to state, guys. What a happy day.
Couldn't happen to a nicer bunch of guys.
Congratulations to Coach Shute, too. That is just awesome for him. I'm so happy for him and so excited for him as as Minneapolis gets the championship here and a trip back to state. Congratulations to Beloit girls. So Beloit girls had a good luck at state to the Beloit girls. No, thank you very much. Thank you. But
yeah. We'll take a break and get some stats figured up and talk about the state tournament coming up and hopefully get a conversation with Coach Shute.
Welcome back to Beloit, Kansas, and guys, I'm just excited as can be. What a nice way to go to state here on Beloit's own home floor against Beloit, which Beloit had a large crowd, guys.
And they were kept fairly silent most of the night because we
did a great job
from the very beginning.
Nice job. Beloit did come back and tie it at one point. They kept it close the entire game. Minneapolis, as Mike will have some stats here in a second, but Minneapolis did what they needed to come away with the victory, and they did tonight as they win by 4. 3.
53 to 50.
Yeah, Catlin about hit a three-pointer from just beyond the half-court line, about sunk it, about banked it in.
Yeah, it was so close.
So
close.
So Minneapolis comes away with the victory, and I'll let you guys give some stats here.
Well, it was a great ball game to watch, a great high school basketball game. Minneapolis did a great job on the defensive end. It's quite evident. Catlin ended the game with just 4 points for Beloit. Schamberg had 2. Moeller, the big player for Beloit, was 16. And Brummer, the big sophomore, 6'4" inside, it was the night for the bigs inside. Brummer had 19, and I'll let you know something about our team here in just a minute, but I want to surprise Dale with point totals. Crone with 3, Coster with 4, Budke was 2. For Minneapolis, Argenbright had 6, John Darrow Jr. had a big 3. Andrew Yoxel, big minutes tonight, had 6 points. Grayson George with some big free throws down the stretch had 9. Logan Weedle had 5. Keegan McCulloch had 5, senior leader. And here's the big one, and Dale doesn't have his headset on. Dylan Crossan had 19 points tonight.
Wow.
And they were all on the low block. But big night for Dylan Crossan.
Take that.
19 points for Dylan Crossan tonight, Dale. Wow, nice night. We're joined by Coach Shoup. And Coach, buddy, congratulations.
Thanks.
Sigh of relief when Catlin about hit that three-pointer.
It looked good, didn't
it? Oh, my gosh,
Yeah.
it did. But congratulations on the victory, and pretty exciting. Your first trip as a head coach to the state, and that's exciting. You deserve it, buddy. You're a great coach, and you had a great group of kids here, and I'm excited that we get to go to state.
Well, thanks. Yeah, look, I'm just happy for our kids, especially our seniors. You know, what a great way, you know, to kind of cap off those 4 years and what they've gone through, and for them to come up here and get a win on Beloit's floor against a team. Beloit played phenomenal tonight. They just had kids hit shots, and they played great defense, I thought, all night long. We had to work for everything we got. But you know, it was a great team effort. You know, kids stepping up, Dylan getting 19, Andrew playing great minutes, Tyrell coming in playing great defense on Catlin, number 20, just could never get going for him. And you know, it was just a team effort, and that's what we've been preaching all year. And the defense, I thought, you know, we gave up 50. Our defense, I felt, was pretty solid most of the night because they stepped up their game offensively. So it was great.
Very clean game both ways. As far as turnovers, not very many turnovers on both sides. Defense was both solid on both sides. It was just it was a heck of a ball game.
Yeah, I thought both teams were real efficient when they had the ball and played good defense. And as Coach Shoup mentioned, it was tough to get an open look. Quite evident. And you mentioned Tyrell's defense on Catlin. Whoever guarded him all night long, because he did not have a field goal. All he had was 4 free throws. So, you know, that's quite evident that the defense was pretty stingy. But the big thing tonight, Coach, I just am elated. The guys were asking me about free throws, and I wasn't going to say a thing until the game was over with. And 17 out of 20 in the ball game, and
that's awesome.
That was the victory here tonight.
Well, you know, we talked to the kids. You know, one of the things I did, right, you know, we go in there at about 7 minutes, then we come back out, and right before we came back out, I told them I wanted to congratulate them on going to state, because I told them, you prepared for it. Everything we've done up to this point has just been kind of a single-minded focus for the last 6 games of the year. You know, it's not always fun. You know, it's early in the year telling kids don't shoot that shot because there's going to be a game where we need to be smarter with the ball, and I think all those things, you know, show. And obviously, Beloit has been doing those same things because it was a whale of a game, and they played phenomenal all night. And that's one of those games both teams probably deserved it. We just happened to win it, and then we made some plays when it counted, and it's just a great team effort.
I mentioned the guys a couple times this year. Grayson, late in the game, he'd like to have the ball in the hands of a 85% free throw shooter. Clears the half-court line and has given the ball up a couple of times late in the game, and I've noticed that you pointed that out to him, and it's quite evident tonight. He didn't give the ball up late, and kept it
he was being reminded every time out, too. But, hey, I'm going to cut and run. I want to go talk to some people here, but thank you guys all year for what you're doing, and we'll see you in Hutch on Wednesday.
Absolutely.
Great basketball game.
Thank you very much.
Great basketball game.
As you know, I'm going to point out a couple things real quick, and one of the things, who would have 9 points by Grayson George? Is that right?
Right.
9 points by Grayson George. If you would have told me Grayson would have had 9 points tonight,
and we'd win,
I would have said you're crazy. But Dylan Crossan, what a performance by Dylan Crossan tonight. And we needed somebody to step up and hit some and make some, and Dylan did a great job against Brummer.
Well,
And also Logan Weedle had what, maybe 5
well,
points?
if I was going to tell you that Keegan McCulloch was going to have 5, Logan Weedle was going to have 5, and Grayson George would have 9, and
I
we'd
tell
win
you,
by
Logan
3.
Weedle made up for that 5 by at least 15 points on the way he was draped all over Aaron Catlin all night long in that man-to-man defense, and he wasn't the only one.
Yeah.
I mean, we just suffocated him.
Just a great performance tonight. So
there was no three-pointers by Beloit in the second half at all, were there?
No.
Not made.
You know,
they took some.
Yeah, I mean, none made.
Yeah,
They
none
just
made.
didn't have the openings.
So, wow. So Wednesday we will be at
We'll be at Hutchinson,
at Hutchinson,
in the Hutchinson
Wednesday.
Arena.
So
We don't know our seeding yet. There were, coming into tonight, folks, there were 3 teams, 3 or 4 teams that had better records than we are, but only 3 of those might possibly come out of there because 2 of them are playing against each other. So depending on what we see in the paper for who won, who lost, the Lions could come in as high as 2nd seeded in the tournament, but we could come in at a 4th, 5th, or 6th because there was 2 other teams tied with 18-4 record like we are coming into tonight. So
and we're not sure how that actually works as
we're
far
not
as
sure of the tiebreakers or anything, but the Lions are number 5 ranked in the state, and they've kept that ranking proud throughout this sub-state
I
tournament.
know why you had to cut now. There's the leading scorer, all-time leading scorer from Minneapolis down there. That's why he went
And
to
for
go
the
say
girls,
right
yeah,
now.
that's right, Christy Shute,
Christy
or
Shute.
whatever her
I
married
can
name
get
is,
over
I don't
here.
know. But the Lions will play Wednesday, that's March the 10th. The times like this, if you want to, of course, you can always go look at the Kansas State High School Association website. It's all there. But at 3 p.m., the number 2 seed plays 7. 4:45 p.m., the number 3 seed plays 6. 6:30, the number 1 plays number 8. I guarantee you we won't be either one of those. We might be this one, 8:15, number 4 versus number 5. So those are the times of the games Wednesday and who the seeds play at what time. Semifinals Friday if we win Wednesday, but are 4:45 and 8:15.
Number 4 against number 5 are some of the tough games
Yes, they
that
are.
you'll see all year long. I
Yeah.
just wanted to make mention of one thing, Dale. This book has room for 3 more games.
Yes, it does. Kenny makes them for 26 games. That's all we can play. I mentioned to Coach Shoup this before he came on, folks. This is an amazing stat. This team, looking at the 7 other teams that have gone to state ahead of this one, we've only scored like 1,181 points, and everyone else has scored at least 1,300 points and above. Our scoring average has not been very great this year. I mean, 50 to 54 3-points is pretty much, I mean, we've been in the 60s 3 times. I think that's about it. However, our defensive pressure, this team only has allowed 994 points on the whole season.
wow.
And out of all the teams that have gone to state ahead of us, the closest one to that is the 58-59 team. Your pastor, John Matt, Dick Scher, I can't remember all their names of them. They had 1,059, so they were pretty close. They're within 50, 60 points, but the rest of them, like almost 1,300 points, over 1,300 points. The defense played by these guys all year long has just been phenomenal, and it was again displayed here tonight against Beloit on the home floor. How big is it to come in here to Beloit and beat them on their home floor in SubState? It's just incredible.
Great crowd up here, and you're right, Dale. Now, when will the pairings actually come out?
I wouldn't be. They'll be out tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning.
I would almost bet you. I've seen that in the past. If you get on there before you go to church, Scott, I bet you they'll be there.
Okay.
I think I've seen that in the past. So how the tiebreakers go, if there are those 2 other teams, which were Rossville, I think, and Rossville and Halstead, who beat us early in the year, are also at 18-4. So the fun begins, as Trace Cree used to say, fill up your gas tanks. I can't remember what else he said, but
We're going to Hutch.
we're going to Hutch,
Hutch.
and we need your support.
Absolutely. And we had a great crowd tonight. But Minneapolis comes away with the victory tonight. And for myself, Scott Osherman.
And Mike Perry.
Dale Leach, good night.